The hall of resonance trembled not from force, but from the weight of what had just been spoken. Solanka stood at the center of the Martian council, arms at his sides, his eyes glowing with calm fury. Above him, the projection of Mars flickered its crust scarred by tectonic fractures, magnetic fields pulsing erratically, fault lines glowing like veins of fire. Every elder in the chamber had seen the same patterns. The data was undeniable. The planet was dying, but it was not the science that divided them. It was the choice. "We still have time," Solanka said, his voice low, resonant, reaching into the bones of the chamber. "Time to stabilize the core grid, to use the crystalline resonators beneath the polar cities. We can restore balance if we act together." A long silence followed, broken only by the hum of the planetary model. Then came the reply. "Cold certain no," said Kotor. He stepped forward from the outer ring of the council, his form tall and cloaked in obsidian armor laced with crimson circuitry. His face, once kind, now bore the hard lines of disillusionment. "Mars has passed the point of harmony. We delayed too long. The people no longer listen. They devour energy, chase pleasure, ignore the patterns. You would save them, but they will not save themselves." Solanka didn't flinch, so we abandon them. "We choose survival," Kaotor answered. "A selective exodus. The worthy will be preserved. The rest will meet the fate they have chosen. If the grid fails, it is not our burden. It is the planet's will." Whispers rose among the 12 council seats, figures of great power and memory. Seraphion of the deep waters, Orisa of the dreaming vaults, Talrak the engineer, Mathra the astral archivist. Each was ancient, each had seen empires rise and vanish like waves, and now they began to choose. Orisa stood first. Her robes shimmered like flowing ice. "Solanka speaks of balance, but we are past balance. The core crystal is unstable. A full resonance restoration would require more energy than the planet can give." Others nodded. One by one, the circle broke. Only 3 stood beside Solanka, who remembered the stars before Mars was red, Talrek, who had once shaped continents with sound, and little Lyrian, youngest of the council, born in the age of twin moons, her voice seldom heard. Kaotor turned toward them. "We have a vessel, a fleet. We leave for Terra, the blue world. The council must sanction the launch." Solanka raised his hand, and for a moment, time seemed to slow. "You speak of preservation," he said, "but you speak of control, domination. You would remake Terra in your own image, teach its beings to worship power. That is not survival. That is conquest." Kaotor's eyes burned. "I would teach them not to fall as we did. You would enslave them." The chamber dimmed as a ripple of psychic force spread across the floor. The council could no longer bear the tension. Symbols on the walls dimmed. The planetary projection faltered. "Then I will go without you," Kaotor said, "and others will follow." He turned and strode from the chamber. 6 followed him without a word. The fracture was complete. Solanka stood in silence. Above him, Mars cracked a little more. Later that night, in the quiet spires of the Temple of Echoes, Solanka spoke to Mothra and Lyrian, beneath a dome of crystal that showed the stars in real time. "The cycle will repeat," he said. "If they seed terror with domination, they will create a world of kings and war. They will call themselves gods." Mathra sighed. "And the people of Terra, what of them?" Solanka looked upward, toward Earth. "We will leave something behind," he said softly. "Not structures, not weapons. A pattern, a frequency, a memory that cannot be erased. One day, when they are ready, they will remember who they are. And if they don't," Lyrian asked, "then they will try again." Mathra touched his shoulder. "What will you do?" "I will go as well, but not in a ship of light. I will go in flesh. I will be born among them, as one of them." Mathra's eyes widened. "You would sacrifice your form. I would give them hope." He reached into the air and traced a symbol with his fingers, a sigil of awakening, of starlight bound in earth. "When the time is right," he whispered, "the starborn will awaken, and they will remember not what we told them, but what we made them." Across the halls of Mars, the ships of Kaotor began to rise, vast arcs of gleaming obsidian, etched with runes, powered by the last dying pulses of the planetary grid. Their engines screamed not with fuel, but with gravity folded upon itself. They would not travel through space as rockets, but through time, through frequency, arriving not just in another place, but another age. And far below, beneath the ice caverns of the Martian poles, Solanka's vessel prepared not to conquer, but to blend. to descend not as a god, but as a whisper, a code. The council was no more. The age of Mars was ending, but something greater had just begun.